Well, let's continue with discussions with regards to how we can flatten the coronavirus curve. Joining us from Abuja studio is Mrs. Henrietta Yakubu. She's the General Manager, Corporate Affairs Department with the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, FAAN. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
First, tell us about the new normal for airport operations following the resumption of flights for both local and international.
We have slightly different protocols for departing and for arriving passengers. For departing passengers, we expect them to come to the airport 3 hours before their flight time. They're supposed to come with their nose masks on. Outside the terminal, we have put in place canopies. Their luggages will be disinfected outside. Their temperatures will be checked outside. And then they are also expected to observe the 1.5 physical distance between them and the person ahead of them. When they are done with all of this outside the terminal, they now go in. They will walk through the screening machine. Their luggages will be screened, and they go in and head to the airline they are traveling with. When they are done with all of that procedure, they now go to the immigration. From the immigration, they now proceed to their boarding gates or to the lounge, as the case may be. But for arriving passengers, they are supposed to go to the NCDC portal and, get the health document online and fill it. Or some airlines in the aircraft give out these forms. Passengers are supposed to fill these forms on board, because once they disembark from the aeroplane, and they have joined the queue and they're heading towards the port hall for them to be screened, these forms will be checked and be taken from them. And every passenger is supposed to come with the COVID-19 negative test result. They're supposed to do this 96 hours before their flight time or 72 hours, as the case may be. If you don't come with a negative result, you will not be allowed. First and foremost, you may not even be allowed to board the aeroplane. But once you land, and you join the queue, you get to Port Health, they will go through this health form that you were supposed to have filled either on board or online. You're supposed to fill in all the details, your name, your address, fill everything in detail, and then submit your negative results. Your temperature will still be checked, and then from there you proceed to the immigration, and then you get into the arrival hall where you pick your luggage and you exit. But if you don't come with that result and somehow you are able to board the aircraft and your temperature is checked, the port health officials right from the airport will take you. If you land in Abuja, they will take you right from the airport to the Women Development Center. You'll be quarantined for 7 days at your own cost, and then you're expected to pay for the test to be done while you're on quarantine. If you're in Lagos, you'll be taken to Ibis Hotel, where you'll also be quarantined for 7 days, and you're also expected to pay for the COVID-19 test. While you're there, if unfortunately your result returns and it is positive, of course, you'll be quarantined again, and then the contact tracing will begin. And the airline that carried you in the first place will also be disciplined. We've been told that $3,500 is the charge the airline will pay for carrying a COVID-19 patient. So we advise all passengers before they board, please, it will do yourself a world of, you will do yourself a world of good if you have your negative results with you. Of course, there are some countries that don't really bother about that, UK, for example. But if you're not traveling directly to UK on BA and you're transiting, it will do you well to have this test negative result with you. So we encourage passengers leaving Nigeria and coming into Nigeria to ensure that they have this test result with them, because it's something that will be checked on arrival by the port health officials in our airports.
All right, we just have a few more minutes before we let you go. And I'd just like to quickly ask how you differentiate the test results, because the PTF raised the alarm that some international travelers from specific countries who might be COVID-19 positive were presenting fake PCR results.
In Nigeria, I know that there are laboratories that have been designated in Abuja and Lagos where you're supposed to go and have these tests done. But for people that are coming into the country, it is the results that they present that we work with. But that is why when they come into the country, the port health officials in the airport still ensure that their temperatures are taken. And then that form they're supposed to have filled on board or online will also be cross-checked to ensure that they are not positive to COVID-19. So these are some of the measures that have been put in place by NCDC and the Port Health to ensure that only persons that are COVID-19 negative are allowed into our country, Nigeria.
In 30 seconds, would you say that people, passengers, fully understand the protocols that you put in place?
For the departing passengers, honestly, we don't have issues. They have been complying very well and adhering to the protocols and procedures we put in place. But a lot of our passengers coming into the country are the ones that are really frustrated. We have seen some videos that are trending. People have been sending out all kinds of posts saying that they can't even access the portal in the first place. They have been frustrated. But all I need to tell our intending passengers is for them to just be patient. The portal will open. They will get these forms. Everything they need to do is done online. If they are patient, they will be able to access all of this information and do all that they need to do. Because if they don't have all of this with them, they will not be allowed into the country. So it will do them a world of good if they're patient enough to adhere to all of these things and do what they're expected to do without getting angry and frustrated at the system.
All right, we'd like to thank you for the clarifications. Mrs. Henrietta Yakubu, General Manager, Corporate Affairs, Department of the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria, FAAN. Thank you for joining us on the program.
Thank you for having me.
We have more updates when we return. Please stay with us.